Hey guys, in this video I will be solving 8 problems related to looping in Python. So this video is the third video of the series Python Basics. So before solving these problems, I highly recommend you to try these problems and then you can check with my solutions. So let's start with the first problem. So the first problem is write a program to add all even and odd numbers between 1 to 100 and then we have to print the result. So here we have to use a for loop to solve this problem. So I will define two variables and the first variable will be odd, where I will store the sum of all odd numbers, and I will initialize odd with 0. And then I will initialize even variable where I will store all the even numbers, sum of all even numbers. Okay, now we have to use for loop to add all even and all odd numbers. So to write for loop we have to write it like this: for I in range 1 to 100. So here we can see we are writing for I in range 1 to 100. It means we are going from 1 to 100, which exclude 100. To include 100 we have to write 101. The second parameter in range will not include that parameter. So to include that parameter we have to increase the second argument with 1. So now we'll go inside for loop and we'll check if I percent 2 equals to 0. It means if the number I is divisible by 2, then it must be an even number. So we have to add even number and we will add in even variable. So we can do this by even plus equal to I. We can also write it like this: equals to even plus I. The both syntax are same. I will go with the first one. Here I should write I. Okay, else the number must be odd. So I will add that odd number in odd variable I. This for loop will add all even numbers in even and all odd numbers in odd. Now we have to print even and odd. So we can do this by printing odd. Okay, now to check we will go to terminal, Ctrl J to open the terminal, and we have to write Python and your file name. In my case it is looping, and hit enter. As we can see we got 2500 in both cases. So this is the solution of first problem. Now I will comment these parts. Okay, now we will go to second problem. In second problem it is saying write a program to count all vowels in a string and we have to then print the result. So to count number of vowels, first I will take a string in a variable. So I will name the variable as temp and will assign a string to it. I will assign Python. Now we have to loop through these letters and we have to count the vowel inside this string. So we have to write for I in range 0 to length of temp. You can check the length of any variable, any string variable by len function by this code. Okay, it will give the length of variable temp. You can check it here 6, because the length of this variable, that is Python, is 6. Okay, now I will comment this part and will uncomment this one, colon. Now we have to check every letter in that string. So we have to use if condition here. If temp I equals to A, or temp I equals to E, and we have to write for all 5 vowels equals to I, or temp I equals to U, or temp I equals to A, E, I, O, U. We forgot O here, a colon, and then if these conditions satisfy, then we have to count it. So first we have to define the variable count and set the value as 0. Now if this condition satisfies, then we have to increase the number of count by 1. Okay, it will count all the vowels that are present in this variable temp. Okay, now we have to print the result like this. Now check it. As we can see, in Python we have got only one vowel. So suppose one more case arises here, that if the letter is in capital letter, suppose some letters contain capital letters here. So suppose O is capital, then how we will find this? We have to do nothing but we can change the variable in lowercase letters, that is temp dot lower. It will change the string in lowercase and the answer will be same. Let's check it. As we can see, we have got the same result here. Okay, this is the solution of second problem. Okay, let's go to third problem. In third problem, we have to find a program, that is we have to write a program to print 100 Fibonacci series. As we can see, Fibonacci series is this. We can see that every number is the sum of its previous two numbers, that is 1, that is in the third index number, is the sum of 0 and 1. Here we can see 2 is the sum of 1 and 1, 2, 3 is the sum of 2 and 1, and so on. So we have to generate this series. So we have to first take two variables so that we can start adding them. So the first variable must be 0 and the second variable must be 1, so that we can generate the third one. Okay, now we have to use for loop to generate 100 Fibonacci series, that is we have to generate 100 terms. So we have to write like this: for I in range 1 to 101, that is we have to go from 1 to 100. Now we have to first print first, and then we have to generate the next number. We can generate next number by assigning in a new variable as new term equal to first plus second. This will generate the third number, and now we have to assign first variable the value of second, and second variable will take the value of new term. Okay, this is the solution of third problem, and this will generate the Fibonacci series. We can check it by running the command on terminal. As we can see, we got the same series as we have written here, but here we have got 100 terms. We can write the numbers on the same line to see all the numbers like this. Here we have to add end equal to a space, and this will generate all the numbers in a single line. First I will clear the console and will run again. So these are the 100th term of Fibonacci series. Okay, so this is the solution of third problem. Okay, now we will go to fourth problem. In fourth problem, we have to write a program to change all small letters to capital and all capital letters to small in a string. So we have to first take the variable temp, and we have to assign a string value to it which contains mixture of small and capital letters. So I will keep the value as Python, which contains P as in capital letter. Now we have to loop through all the letters and check it that a letter is small or capital. If it is small, we have to change the letter capital, and if it is capital, we have to change it in small letter. So I will store the new temp in a new variable, that is new temp, and will assign a empty string. Now I will loop through temp using for loop for I in range 0 to length of temp variable. Now if we will use if condition here, that is if temp I is greater than equals to a and temp I is less than equal to small z, then the letter must be a small letter. So we have to change it in capital letter and store it in new temp, that is we have to append the new string a capital letter. So we can do this by temp I dot upper, this will change the lowercase letter to uppercase letter and will add to new temp variable. And else, in the else part, we have to add the capital letter, that is in else part. If it is not go in if condition, then it must be a capital letter. So we have to add the small version of that letter. We can do this by writing like this. Okay, this will change Python in the required format. We can now print new temp to check our solution. I will clear the console first and will run Python and my file name. As you can see, we have got the desired value, that is P in small and every other in capital letters. So this is the solution of fourth problem. I will comment these parts and we'll go to fifth problem. Okay, in fifth problem, we have to write a program to check a string is palindrome or not. Print true if it is palindrome, otherwise we have to print false if it is palindrome. Okay, so palindrome, to understand palindrome, we will take an example here and write a string as ABCCBA. Okay, I have taken a string. In this string, we have to check the first character is equals to the last character, and second character is equals to second last character, third character is equals to third last character, and so on. If these cases are equal, then we can say that the string is palindrome. We can write dot dot here, that is the first one is equals to last, second one is equals to second last, third one is equals to third last, and so on. If it is equal, then we can say it is a palindromic string. Okay, I hope you understood what is palindrome. One more case arises here. If the string is like this, then also we have to check like this only, and the alphabet that we cannot compare from anyone, it will be common in that string. So we will take this as middle part and we'll check that the left part is equals to right part or not. If it is equal, then we can say that it is a palindromic string. Okay, now let's go to the solution part. We have to first take a string. I will take the same string as ABCCBA. We have to take two indexes here as start, which is start from 0, and end, which will start from the length of string variable -1. As we know that the last index of any string is that the length of that string -1, that is from end will start from this A and start will start from this A. Okay, here we will apply while loop. Okay, now we can write while, and we will go till start is less than end. let me write the code and then I will explain. Okay, if temp start is not equals to temp end, that is, it is not a palindromic string, so we have to break. Here we have to apply if condition. Sorry for the mistake. Now we have to return false here. So first I will initialize a message and will give a default value as true. And now we'll go to if condition. In if condition, if the temp start value is not equal to temp end value, that is, it is not a palindromic string, so I will change the message as false and will break the loop because we have got a non-palindromic string. Okay, I will come out of loop and will print message. So suppose if all the cases, that is first and last, second and second last, third and third last are same, then it will not go to this if condition, because in that case temp start will always be equal to temp end. Also, if it will not go to if condition, then we have to increase start by 1 and we have to decrease end by 1. So this is the complete solution. And now to check, we have to go to terminal and run the code. As we can see, this string is a palindromic string, so we have got true. If I will write here some random string, then we must got a false here. We must get a false here. Sorry for the grammatical mistake. So as we can see, we have got false here. So this is the solution of fifth problem. I hope you understood this problem. Now we'll go to problem number 6. In problem 6, we have to write a program to add all numbers given as input by user as long as user provides a valid number. If the user provides an input which is an empty string, then we have to stop adding and we have to then print the result. That is, we have to print the number that the user provides as long as if he provides a negative, or sorry, not negative, an empty string. Okay, now I will store the sum value of user's input in a variable as total equals to 0, and now I will use a while loop and write like this. As long as the while loop is true, we have to add the input value to total. So we have to first take value as input by the user like this, and then we have to first check it that value is not equals to an empty string, because by default the value will be an str value, that is, it is in a string format. So if it is not an empty string, why I'm forgetting if condition here. If it is not an empty string, then we have to add to the total like this. Since the value, the format of value is an str type, then we have to first change the str type to int type like this. Okay, it will add the integer value to total. And in else part, that is if the value is an empty string, then we have to break the loop. So now we are out of loop, then we have to print total. That's it. This is the solution of sixth problem. To check it, we'll go to terminal and we'll run. Now it is asking for an input. I will give 12. Again I will give 12. The third time 12, and now I will give an empty string. As you can see, 12 plus 12 plus 12, 36, and we have given an empty string, so we are now out of the while loop. So this is the solution of sixth problem. Now I will comment these parts and we'll go to problem number 7th. Okay, now we will go to problem number 7. In problem number 7, we have to print these pattern. We can observe from the pattern that in every row we have got an odd star, which will start from 5. That is, in the row first we have got 5 star, and in the second row we have got 3 star, and then 1, and then the rest of the part is the reverse of the first part. Okay, now we can also see that in every step we are using space here, and we are not printing a star here. So we have to also take care of spaces here. Okay, now let's see how to solve this problem. First I have to define a variable and assign a star value to it. Now we have to take a variable space and assign a space value to it. As we can see, we are starting from 5 star, so we will take number as 5. Here we have to use while loop to start and to solve the problem, and we have to go till the number is greater than 0. Okay, that is, while number is greater than 0, we have to run the while loop, and here we have to apply an if condition. That is, if it is an odd number, that is, if num modulus operator 2 is not equals to 0, that is, if it is an odd integer, then we have to print the pattern multiplied by that number. Also we have to use space here. Initially we have 0 space, so I will use a variable here which will start from 0, and initially the space here is 0, so I will multiply the variable j with space. This will give the space value to the pattern. Okay, now we have to increase the space here every time by 1 when the condition satisfies. So we have to first increase the j by 1, and we have to go out of if condition, and we have to decrease the value of num by 1. Okay, to check the solution, first I will run the command, and we can see that we have got the first part, that is this part. Okay, to get the second part, we have to do same, that is the reverse of this first part. Again we have to initialize the number here by 1, because now we have to start from 1 to print these parts, and the space will start from the previous one, and we have to first decrease the space of previous one by 1, because after printing this first 1 star, it increases the j value by 1, so we have to first decrease it so that the space value here and here should be same. Okay, now we have to apply a while loop here and go till 5, and here we have to use an if condition, that is if number %2 is not equals to 0, that is it is an odd number, then we have to print first space multiplied by the value j, and then the pattern multiplied by the value num, and if condition satisfy, we have to decrease the space by 1, and now we have to go out of if condition and we have to increase the value of num each time by 1. This will print the remaining part. We can check the solution by going to terminal. Okay, here we should apply less than operator. Now again run the command. Sorry for the mistake, less than equals to should come here. First I will clear the console and will run the command again. As we can see, we have got the same result, that is the pattern here. So this is the solution of 7th problem. Okay, now let's go to problem number 8. In problem number 8, we have to write a program to print prime numbers between 1 and 100. As we know, prime numbers are numbers that is divisible by 1 and itself. So the prime number start from 2 and we have to go all the way till 97. So we have to start from 2 and we have to go till 97. So for every number we have to check that number is divisible by any other number or not. If it is divisible by any other number other than 1 and itself, then it must not be an prime number. So we have to start from 2 because 1 is not a prime number. Okay, so we will use a for loop here for I in range 2 to 100. Again we will use a for loop here for j in range. We have to go from 2 to I to check whether the value of I is divisible by any number which lies between 2 and I minus 1 or not, because the second argument in range does not include in the loop. So now we have to check if I percent j equals to 0 or not. That is, if it is divisible, then we have to break. Also, to see if the if condition satisfy, we have to use a variable here. I will name it a flag and will give a value to 0, and we have to use the flag here so that we will know that the if condition satisfies and it enters inside if. So we will know that the number I is divisible by other number that is other than 1 and itself. So I will change the flag value to 1 so that we will know that it enters the if condition. And if outside the for loop, if we have got flag with value 0, then we know that it doesn't enter the if condition inside if condition. So the number should be a prime number. I hope you are understanding the part here. Now we have to print the value of I. Okay, now we will check the solution by going to the console and running the command python and my file name. As we can see, we have got every prime number between 1 and 100. To get in a one line here, we will use int and a space here. This will give the numbers in a line. As we can see, we have got every prime number between 1 and 100. I hope you understood these solutions. So these are the 8 solutions that I have solved for you. If you have got any query, you can comment. So these are the solution of 8 problem. Thank you for watching the video.